When it comes to premium streaming devices, few names carry as much weight as Apple TV 4K. Sleek design, lightning-fast interface, crisp cinematic 4K visuals. It's Apple's version of what the future of streaming should feel like. And to be fair, it delivers an experience that's buttery smooth and almost flawless. Almost. Because as impressive as the Apple TV 4K looks on paper, there's a lot Apple doesn't tell you. Tiny quirks and frustrating limitations that can quietly affect your everyday use. Some of these things might not matter if you live deep inside the Apple ecosystem. But if you're buying one for the first time or coming from a Google or Roku setup, these small issues can start to add up quickly. So before you drop over $100 on Apple's most premium streaming box, let's take a deeper look at what's really going on under the surface. The pros, the cons, and a few surprises even longtime Apple users didn't see coming. The ecosystem trap. It's Apple or nothing. Let's start with the obvious. Apple TV 4K is designed to live inside Apple's world. And in that world, everything just works. If you already own an iPhone, a MacBook, or a pair of HomePods, you'll love the experience. FaceTime calls on your TV? Seamless. Syncing your AirPods instantly when you hit play? Perfect. Need to find your remote? You can track it down using Find My, something no other streaming box even offers. That's the magic of Apple. Everything feels connected, polished and effortless. But the moment you step outside that bubble, things change fast. If you use Android or Google Home products, Apple TV quickly starts to feel isolated. You can't cast videos directly from your Android phone. You can't control it with your Nest Hub or Google Assistant. Even something as simple as mirroring your screen becomes impossible unless you use an iPhone or iPad. And that's not a coincidence. It's part of Apple's walled garden strategy. They want you fully inside their ecosystem, using their devices, their services, and their accessories. So yes, Apple TV 4K is amazing, but only when surrounded by other Apple gear. If you're coming from Roku, Fire TV, or Chromecast, this feels like a step backward in flexibility. It's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely a reality check.
The hidden audio limitation. A frustrating oversight now.
Let's talk about something most people don't realize until it's too late. The audio pass-through problem. If you're someone who loves a cinematic sound setup, surround speakers, subwoofers, a powerful AV receiver, this part matters. The Apple TV 4K, for all its cutting-edge hardware, doesn't support audio pass-through. That means instead of sending the unprocessed audio signal to your receiver for decoding, Apple TV handles the audio itself and then sends it over as a mixed signal. For casual users, you might not notice much difference, but for audiophiles and home theater enthusiasts, it's a letdown. Apple TV supports Dolby Atmos, which sounds incredible for supported content. But if you're watching something encoded in DTS, True HD, or any non-Atmos format, the Apple TV downmixes it, often resulting in flatter, less dynamic sound. Even worse, your receiver won't display the correct audio format. You'll just see multi-in or PCMs because the Apple TV has already done the decoding. And while it's not a deal breaker, it's frustrating that a 130 streaming device, built by a company that prides itself on premium experience, still can't handle proper pass-through. In 2025, many users hoped Apple would fix this with a tvOS update, but year after year it hasn't happened. The black screen bug, and how to fix it. If you've ever used an Apple TV 4K, you've probably seen it. That quick black flicker when switching between HDR and SDR content. You're watching a YouTube video. Everything looks perfect and suddenly, boom, the screen goes black for a second before the next clip plays. It's jarring, and it breaks immersion. The good news? There's a simple fix. All you have to do is go into your settings and switch your display to 4K SDR mode while keeping match content enabled. What this does is keep your screen stable in SDR and only enable HDR when needed, so you still get beautiful HDR visuals, but without the annoying flicker every time content changes. It's a small tweak that makes a huge difference. If you're getting an Apple TV 4K, this should honestly be the first thing you change in settings. The used model trap. Don't make the same mistake. Here's another mistake many first-time buyers make, going for an older or used Apple TV 4K to save money. I did the same. I grabbed a first-generation Apple TV 4K, thinking I'd save a few bucks. It worked fine. 4K video looked great, all the major apps ran smoothly. But as time went on, I realized something. I was being quietly left behind. Apple started rolling out new tvOS features, Snoopy wallpapers, liquid glass screensavers, new aspect ratios, and none of them showed up on my device. Even the second-gen model started missing updates not long after. That's when it hit me. Apple's software support is fast-moving. If you want your Apple TV to feel modern and future-proof, you need the latest third-generation model. It's faster, it supports Wi-Fi 6, it has gigabit Ethernet on the 128GB version, and it's ready for the latest tvOS updates. Yes, it costs more upfront, but you'll thank yourself later when your device still feels brand new years down the road. Final verdict. Is the Apple TV 4K still worth it in 2025? At the end of the day, the Apple TV 4K remains one of the best streaming boxes you can buy. The interface is buttery smooth, the A17 Bionic chip handles apps effortlessly, and the overall experience is pure Apple. Minimal, intuitive, and premium. But this perfection comes with strings attached. If you're already deep in the Apple world, with an iPhone, iPad, or HomePod setup, the Apple TV 4K feels like an extension of your ecosystem. Everything connects beautifully. However, if you're not an Apple user, you'll feel the limits right away. No Android casting, no Google Home integration, no audio pass-through, so yes, it's amazing. But only if you're ready to live in Apple's world. For everyone else, Roku, Fire TV, or even Google TV might offer more flexibility at half the cost. Still, there's something about Apple TV 4K, its speed, design, and long-term reliability that keeps it ahead of the competition. If you value polish and performance over openness, it's absolutely worth it. Just know what you're signing up for. A beautifully closed, incredibly smooth but very Apple-centric experience. When you think of premium streaming, one name always comes to mind, Apple TV 4K. It's fast, sleek, and feels miles ahead of most streaming boxes out there. But here's the catch. It's not perfect. If you're not fully locked into Apple's ecosystem, things start to fall apart quickly. You can't cast from Android, Google Home integration is weak, and customization, very limited. Even sound lovers get hit. There's no true audio pass-through, meaning your surround system won't deliver its full potential, and if you buy an older model to save a few bucks, good luck. Apple's newest updates and wallpapers are already skipping those versions. So yes, Apple TV 4K is powerful and polished, but only if you're ready to live inside Apple's walls. If you want your Apple TV to feel modern and future-proof, you need the latest third-generation model. It's faster, it supports Wi-Fi 6, it has gigabit Ethernet on the 128GB version, and it's ready for the latest tvOS updates. Yes, it costs more upfront, but you'll thank yourself later when your device still feels brand new years down the road.